Yo-ho, ahoy. I've just made an X-Men review video on this, what I thought would be a good camera. And I filmed the whole thing on that camera, and it turns out it sucked. Not my review, the quality of the camera, so I apologise. I'm not gonna redo it because ain't nobody got time for that. So, I'm sorry, there's a buzz in the sound and I'm sure the picture's not that great, but stand by. I'll not be using it again. Yo-ho, ahoy! This is my quick review of the new X-Men Apocalypse film. First of all, I'll just let everybody know who is familiar with my vlogs. My sponsors have set me up in a studio now with a good camera, some nice lighting, sort of. Yeah, I'll talk about my sponsors later. So, the X-Men film, this video I'm making is for the people that were like me, that are thinking all the other X-Men films, yeah, they're okay films, but they've sucked. For true X-Men fans, they just, you wanted them to be good, you wanted them to do what the things they did in the comics or whatever, but just, no, they wouldn't do it. So you're thinking, one last film from the X-Men, and just, why bother going to the cinema to see it? It's just going to be the same crap. And I held off going to see it for that reason. I didn't want to give them any money, to be honest. Didn't want to give them money to see some film that I'm going to hate. But I went and saw it anyway, after a while. And I was pleasantly surprised, as you will be too, if you're holding off. This is my trusty new whiteboard. Not new at all. So finally they made a good X-Men film. What's good about it? Without any spoilers, or any giving away anything. So the costumes, they had good costumes rather than the crap they've had for the past 7 years or whatever. They're not all exactly like the old comics, but like Nightcrawler, if you've seen any trailers or photographs, posters, you'll see that like Nightcrawler's wearing his getup. I'll not say any more about who's got what costumes, just all costumes are awesome. Except for, I will talk about Psylocke. She's in some sort of porn costume, but again, the 70s comics pretty much the females wore some porn costumes. The costumes were awesome, and just even the change of costumes, also awesome. Powers. The use of powers was good, and they made use of other powers, and they worked together with their powers, and just the way it played out was just really good. And like, when you think back to the old X-Men films, the actors felt awkward when they were doing the powers, like stood there and did this, some of them, thinking of Storm. But they actually got into the powers and they used them really well, and it wasn't awkward acting, it felt like they were in the moment, which was just such a good touch to the film. If you can read that, it says storyline. The storyline was just spot on, really. I really like the way they just rebooted X-Men, and they've just made it proper now, they've made it good. Obviously not the exact same, but very acceptable. So these are the three main reasons why the old X-Men weren't good, and the three main reasons why the new X-Men is just made it. It's made it. So it's like finally Fox, or whoever does X-Men, have like given in. Finally they've given in to and given the people what they want, rather than trying to make it their weird new X-Men thingy. Like Marvel have, they give Thor his proper suit and Loki and all the rest of them, Thanos, everyone's as they were in the comics, as people want to see them. And finally I think X-Men have done that, apart from Apocalypse. Now, they handled Apocalypse really well, story-wise and everything really good, but the costume for Apocalypse, this is pretty much what Apocalypse looks like. I'm sure you've seen it, but just awful. Really awful. I see they put effort into making his costume, but it just was shit. And I was kind of hoping that he went from like his man form, and as he gained his powers or whatever, like transformed into the thing that we think of. as we think of Apocalypse. He's big and just like a square sort of face, and no, doesn't happen. Don't expect it. So yeah, Apocalypse costume sucked. Another thing you gotta note is someone says the F word, so don't watch it if you're easily offended. Now something everyone's gonna wonder about is Wolverine. What did they do with Wolverine? Is he in it? Is he not in it? Whatever. You're gonna think that. That's what I thought. This is my spoiler alert. If you don't want to know about Wolverine, then spoiler alert. Skip to this time. Yeah, go to that. So, Wolverine. I'm not going to say much. In fact, I'm not going to say anything about him in the film, other than they handled it really well. They really did good by Wolverine. They actually made up. They made up for any bad pasts for Wolverine stories that they've done in the movies. They made up for it. They're really excellent, just excellent what they did. Okay, that's all I'll say about Wolverine. Back to the main X-Men story. If you've skipped ahead for not wanting to see Wolverine, yo-ho, ahoy. As a whole, this movie has made up for all the past X-Men being just so bad. For the 3 reasons I said earlier. It took it to another level, and I hope that they're going to stay like this. If they've finally given the people what they want, definitely worth a watch. Definitely recommend. If it's still out in the cinema, go and see it. 100%. It's worth it. Other than making up for the X-Men fans, the ones that really want to see what they want to see. If you're not an X-Men fan, if you're just generally going to watch it, it's great action, good story. Obviously a lot of fantasy, but it's just definitely worth a watch. It's great. New actors and great actors. Obviously Sansa Stark's in it. I was like, is Sansa really the right person for Jean Grey? But she does it. She does it well. She kills Ramsay Snow in it. Spoiler alert. No, yeah, definitely recommend it. And that's pretty much it. I hope this video wasn't too long. Shout out to my sponsors who set me up with the office and the new camera and the lighting and everything. And that's Deluxe Candles, Burning Smell, fresh from the room. Get those senses going, enlighten your life.